What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, before I get into this video, I want to give a shout out to two guys who have donated to the channel very frequently over the past couple of weeks. Donated again. I want to give a shout out to the man, the myth, the legend, the brother Robert Mason, coming through with a donation yet again via the PayPal, as well as the brother Auriemma. Donating again to the channel. Salute to you all. So, I'm glad that somebody of this caliber said what needed to be said about the whole Caitlyn Clark saga. Because when someone like me or Ticket or 78 say the same things, Caitlyn Clark's delusional fan base loves to cry that somehow we're being bigoted or the R word, when it has nothing to do with that. But see, then again, these aren't really basketball fans. These are more or less, oftentimes, fans who are really casuals or fair day fans or fair weather fans who just want to root for a winner and someone who they can relate to, and they don't really follow sports, don't really know anything about WNBA, never really followed WNBA. And so, you know, they're taking their political viewpoint of things and interjecting into basketball or sports. And that's where these complications occur. Anyway, the great Geno Auriemma, the UConn coach, who is one of the most winningest coaches in the history of college basketball, recently had some strong words for Caitlyn Clark fans, but he also interjected some praise to Caitlyn Clark. So I want to give the whole quote because sometimes I'm accused of cherry picking. So I want to say everything that this great man said. Now, in the wake of the whole, situation with Shinity Carter and what was just a standard hip check on Clark, and people turned into she needs to be arrested. People just interjecting their own personal biases and racism. Someone's going to use that word, but whatever. Into this. You know what I mean? To the point where the league felt pressured, the WNBA felt pressured to upgrade the foul to a flagrant one. This is what Auriemma said. Quote, "If you're a great college player like Caitlyn was, the delusional fan base that follows her disrespected the WNBA players by saying that she's going to go in that league and tear it apart. These people are so disrespectful and so unknowledgeable and so stupid that it gives women's basketball a bad name." He said this to the Dan Patrick Show. So the kid was set up from failure right from the beginning. Those are his words. He also said, however, about Clark, quote, "I think she's handling it great. I think she talks a lot of ish, and she gets a lot of ish back." Now, I want to stop on that because people only seem to notice when the players are talking back to her, but they don't seem to notice when she's dishing out punishment. They don't notice when she's talking crap. Just like when she did the "you can't see me" gesture, people didn't care. When Angel Reese did it, people used all type of mental gymnastics to try to somehow excuse Caitlyn Clark, but still blame Angel Reese. Well, but see, Caitlyn Clark didn't do it in the general direction. Shut up. Just shut up. You're just making up anything. Just tell the truth. Tell the truth about what it is. But anyway, Auriemma goes on to say, she deserves everything she gets because she gives it as good as she gets it. Now, this is what he said is key, in my opinion. She's just not built for the physicality of this league. And she's not quick enough to get away from the physicality. But then he says, when she gets it, she has elite skills that are going to help her. She needs to be on a better team, and she needs experience. Now, okay, look. I'll see that point. I have been downplaying how bad a team she's on. That is part of it. Absolutely. But that doesn't excuse the fact that she's a turnover machine. It doesn't excuse the fact that she's having problems dealing with the WNBA's defense, which is affecting her shooting. You know what I'm saying? And she's not strong enough. Look, at the end of the day, Michael Jordan, when he was dealing with the Detroit Pistons and their physicality, what did he do? Sure. At moments, he complained about it. The Bulls complained about it. But then again, the whole league complained about it. Not just the Bulls. But all in all, what did Michael Jordan do? What did he do? Ultimately, he got in the weight room and he got stronger. He got stronger. And I think over the course of 1.5 years, Jordan put on 10 pounds of muscle. I think he went from 198 pounds to 208 pounds. Not only did he get physically stronger, but Jordan also got even more mentally tougher than he already was. But it also had to wait for the development of his teammates. So yeah, to a certain extent, part of the problem is the team. Now I'll see that. But I still believe that a great player like Caitlyn Clark, if she's as great as the people say she is, her presence alone should elevate teams. You know what I mean? So I'm just getting to the point where I'm just tired of hearing her fan base cry all the time. Like, 1 minute, she's the best player in WNBA history. Next minute, she needs all this special treatment. And her fans are the worst. Because any criticism that comes from anybody about her, any critique, a person's either a racist or they're a hater. That's where we're at right now. People can't take constructive criticism anymore. Look at LeBron James. He can't take any type of criticism, or he acts like a female. Well, I'm not trying to disparage females, but you know what I mean by that. He doesn't act like a man. I mean, I've never seen a man a 40-year-old man that conduct himself in the manner this dude conducts himself. I mean, he really has not grown as a man. He's still emotionally a teenager. Sure, I get mad. Everybody gets upset from time to time. Sure, I get animated. Sometimes I yell. But I try to be emotionally mature. I try to be. Sometimes I get irritated when people aren't keeping it real. But at the same time, there has to be some type of emotional growth with people. Anyway, I don't want to get off track with this. I'm just glad that a coach of his caliber, Geno Auriemma, was able to articulate that. And people can't cry racism with this because he's not black. He's Italian American. So people can't sit there and use that card. And, at the end of the day, it's not a problem. There's nothing wrong being a Caitlyn Clark fan. The problem is when people can't seem to accept any type of criticism for her. Now, the reason why I've been hesitant to give her any praise is out of spite. Sure, she had a great offensive game recently, but she also had 8 turnovers. And I remember when Russell Westbrook would have a great offensive game, especially when he became a Laker, when he would score 25 points, people kept looking at the turnover box score. They kept looking at the turnover column. They kept looking at the turnover column to see if he had more than 3. And if he only had 1 or 2, then people looked to see if he shot at 50%. But Caitlyn Clark shooting 37%. Did anybody ever mention that? But these haters, they love to bring up, Russ is only shooting 41.8% from the floor. Russ is only shooting 29.99% from three-point range. Russ only shoots 67.55 free throw line. Russ averages 3.09 turnovers. We can't average that. We can't win with this guy. Can't win with this guy. But with her, I gotta watch my tongue for Missy Caitlyn. Better watch your tongue. Better watch your sass, nigga. You better not talk about Missy Caitlyn like that. 40 lashes for you, nigga.